thought I'd make a video of before you buy a sawmill type deal. If you want a sawmill, buy one. I'm not telling you not to buy one unless the following things are true for you. If you're just wanting to saw a few boards here or there, go to your local sawmill like me and buy it. If you're wanting to build a cabin or house or something like that, and that's all you want to do, go to a local sawmill and buy one. Yes, anybody can take this log, put it on the mill, and saw. It's not hard to do, not gonna lie. If it doesn't matter what the quality is, it doesn't matter. If you're wanting high production, high yield, high quality, anything like that, it's a very steep learning curve. I've run these mills for probably 10, 12 years. I'm still learning on it. But I'm learning less every year, I would say. Realistically, if you're gonna buy one of these mills, it don't matter if it's a wood miser or what it is. The functionality of it operating is easy. You push this forward, this lever here forward, the head goes that way. You pull it back, the head comes back. This makes it go up, this makes it go down. The head down there, you know, the hydraulics is simple, like all that tells you. That part's easy. Learning how to run some of this AccuSet and all that, it's easy, but it can be a little difficult. But learning how to put the log on here, where to cut and all that is the tricky part. And I just thought of that because I got all these to saw. I'm just sawing 2x4s out of them because our 2x4 stack for building feeders and all is very low, and we got a bunch of that and some more shoot houses and all that to do because we done got rid of all of our stock. But I was thinking about it a couple weeks ago, well, not a couple weeks ago, but a year or so ago. Whenever I'd have sawed this, I'd have been putting my AccuSet, take this log and turn it over. This was the first cut, this is the second cut, this is the third cut. But I'd have had that turned over. I'd have been trying to maximize and everything and all that, putting more work on myself, taking way more time than it's worth, because I didn't pay for these logs. I did. I mean, I paid for them with my labor, time, gas, and all that. But I did not pay somebody for them. But say I give 30 cents a board foot for it. I've learned, just knock that outside off on these small logs. It doesn't matter. This is the waste I have. Now, before I'd have learned, I'd have come in here and I'd have been cutting this off trying to get a 1x4 out of there. This is not any good. Your outside inch or two of wood is really not real high quality, good grade. So I've learned, just come in here, cut it. Yes, I could have made that cut a little bit shorter and then this would have been a little less, but I'm not really worried about it. Same with this. I've learned just how to eyeball it, do it. It's not perfect all the time. If there's a bow in the log or whatever, I'll mess up on it. You know, it's steel. And big logs, I try to get as much yield out of it as I can, because if I can get 6 inches out of it, I try to get it. Just like this. This is about 6 inches across here. I don't have a tape measure right here handy, but you know, that works. And now I can take and turn this and slice it. And if all you're doing is building a house or something, your time would be better if you're making, let's say $20, $30 an hour, and you don't really 100% enjoy hard manual work, sweating, back breaking, you don't have a tractor or whatever, you know, most of the time it's not worth it. I'll just tell you the God's honest truth. it would be way cheaper for you to bring the logs to me than to do that. Let's say I saw up, you bring me the logs and I saw up 10,000 board foot for you, just because that's a good round number. 10,000 board foot. All right, you're at what's that, 4,000 bucks, 40 cents a board foot, $4,000. This machine here costs $45,000. Just say you had the money to buy it, and all you was ever going to do was saw 10,000 board foot. You know, a house may be, say, 20 or 30, so you're at $8,000, $12,000. Well, you could turn around and sell this machine, say it's $45,000, you keep it 6 months, a year, and you're sawing on it, and you're like, well, I can turn around and sell it for 40 or 37 or whatever, and I'm still good. Well, that's $5,000 that you missed out on. Plus, with you sawing, I would say the average person can saw 250 board foot an hour if they're not out here running it every day. If I got a couple people here helping me and we can knock it out, I can easily get 500 board foot an hour out. But most people don't have they're not going to sit out here 8 hours a day and learn how to run this machine, you know. And that's what I was trying to say. If you just want to pedal and do it to say, hey, I built this building out of wood, I went and cut the trees down, sawed it up and built the building, go do it. And I know you probably won't buy a mill like this. You'll probably buy like a 15 or something like that, that's like a $10,000 machine, and I understand that. But if you buy a $10,000 machine and say, hey, I'm gonna do that and then I'll turn around and sell it for $7,000, well, it's gonna take you a whole lot longer. I'm gonna say you might get 100 board foot an hour, and you do that, say you're making $20 an hour. How many hours is it going to take you to saw 10,000 board foot? And how quick I could do it? Is the money equivalent worth you buying the mill, spending your time to do it? Again, I'm not talking about somebody who wants it and they're going to do little woodwork here and there and all that. And why I'm saying this is I got a buddy that lives down the road that does woodwork. Those big pine logs out there are his. He brought them to me to saw. Whenever he gets ready to saw them, we'll come over here, we'll saw and go on. We'll saw a couple logs of his, we'll saw 4 or 5 logs of mine. He'll help me do something, we trade out, you know, so on and so forth, and we're good to go. But he has a manual Timber King mill, and he's like, man, it'll take me all weekend to saw what you'll do in 2 hours. I'm like, I know. He's talking about, and he's run it. He said he's put a couple 100 hours on his mill probably, and it'll still take him all weekend to do what I can do in a couple hours. I can probably saw a person a house, let's just say a house, you know, in a week's time. And you know, that's, yeah, $4,000 sounds like a lot of money, but you don't have to get 10,000 board foot sawed at a time. You know, you could do like this, bring me 1,000 board foot and it's $400. You could bring me $400 this month, or yeah, say this month, save $100 out of a paycheck. When you get $400, go cut down 1,000. I'm not saying this is 1,000 board foot. It's nowhere near 1,000 board foot. But you bring me 1,000 board foot, I saw it. We're good to go. Better yet, if you don't have the money for that, you could, in my situation with me, you could come over here, bring me 2,000 board foot. I'm gonna scale the logs. I'm not gonna saw a 2x4 for you and a 2x4 for me. I'm gonna scale these logs right here and say it equals 2,000 board foot. Whenever you can come help me, and I'll saw them for free. You give me 1,000, you take 1,000, go on about our business. you could do that, and I would be willing to buy 10,000, you know, I call it buying because I'm sawing, so take 10,000 board foot. Even if you don't want to be here and help me, you can drop them off. I'll saw them and do it on halves. But if you want the experience of, hey, I helped saw my house, that's perfectly fine. Some places won't let you do it because of like insurance reasons and so on and so forth like that. Well, around here, most people are good people, and I'm not really worried about somebody getting hurt or whatever, but hey, you can sure enough stack all your lumber right here. We'll band it, put it on your trailer, you good to go. You know, you come in, you haul me a couple of loads of logs, we can drag them off, pile them up, you know, in the afternoons, and say one Saturday morning, or after that, Saturday mornings, I'll come out here and I'll saw from 8 to 12. I ain't doing any more past that, you know, to help people who work. But I'm good with that. Saying, you know, if I have free time. I'm not saying if I'm wanting to go fishing, I'm gonna do it. You know, if the fishing weather's right, I'm going fishing, you know. But something like that. And people in your area may be that way. Well, why would you do it? It really wouldn't cost you anything. What would it cost you to load up an extra 1,000? Say you need 10,000 board foot to load up an extra 10,000 board foot of logs and bring them. If you got plenty of trees, that's perfectly fine with me. If you wanted to do it and you didn't have the trees and you wanted to help, I mean, you could buy the logs. I got a guy who will bring the logs in. You ain't even got to cut trees down. You buy 10,000 board foot of logs, you pay for them right then. I don't write a check for them, and we can saw them on halves. I'm perfectly fine with that. You know, there's multiple ways to do stuff. I'm all about trading and everything. I'm not gonna say every sawmill will do stuff like that, but I am, you know. But you can do that, then come pick them up on your trailer, the finished bunk of lumber, and go on about business. And while you're here stacking, if you want to put stacking sticks in it, that's more than welcome. You will take a log and saw it, but all of these are going to count towards your board footage also for cutting it up, chopping it up, and all that, you know. Whenever I saw it, I'm going to saw like I'm going to say it's a 1x6. It'll be, you know, crappy fletching, you know, the fletchings on your wood there. Say we take this log here and we just cut it down into all 3/4 inch stuff. You saw up all the stacking sticks you want, but I'm gonna charge you for every time I run 3/4 through there. And then it'll be for you to run it through the edger and make your own stacking sticks, you know, if you want it stacked and all that. You're not gonna use mine and not replace them. But anyways, you know, there's a lot of ways to do it, and that's some food for thought for anybody that's thinking about getting a mill. You think about this and think about what it would actually cost you to do. I mean, if you work 30-40 hours a week, that's all you ever work, and you got plenty of time, you can do this, maybe sell a little lumber here or there or whatever. You know, you got a bunch of projects, that's fine, you know, I understand that. Like, get you a mill. But if you just got 1 or 2 big projects, you need 1,000 board foot or something, trade out with a sawmill, pay them, go on about life, you know. But anyways, the video's getting long. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Maybe this keep you from wasting money or wasting time and money and all that, because I'm not saying it to try to get people not to buy a mill like you're in competition with me. I'm trying to get it so you can enjoy your life more than that. Before you buy, find you a local sawyer somewhere. Call Wood Miser. If you're looking at a Wood Miser, call the Wood Miser place and ask them, hey, do you know anybody around that I could go watch and maybe help them saw something to see if I want it, because these things are work. And without the hydraulics on this one, it's 2 or 3 times as hard, because I've had them. Because you got to turn all them logs with a cant hook like that, or PV, whatever, and it's a lot of work. But anyways, we'll see y'all in the next video. Hope y'all enjoyed it.